trusting thyself is very crucial and very important if you want to build a very successful, fulfilling life that you desire, right? The first and number one thing you need to do is trust yourself, right? If you don't trust yourself, you won't be able to trust anyone else, okay? Trusting yourself is going to make you act, and it's not going to make you hesitate or like overthink about anything. It's not going to make you insecure, because if you trust yourself, you're going to be like that, right? You're not going to be like in your head like overthinking. Because I remember back then when I used to try to cold approach girls, I used to literally just like sit down, not sit down, but like literally like be in my head overthinking the whole entire time, and then like miss up the opportunity of making progress in one thing, right? So I would be 20 times more better with talking to girls, or like have that little extra boost if I actually took up every opportunity, right? I take the actions on opportunities to, get the girl's number, talk to them, or like get some experience with it, because the fastest way we learn is through experience, right? If you want to learn to play the piano, you're not just going to freaking read a freaking book on how to play the piano, right? You got to play it so you can actually understand where the keys are, how it sounds, and all that stuff. Then eventually you become it, right? That's how you master something. You just keep on putting your time and effort into it over and over again, right? You got stack days, and the more attention you put into it, the more progress you make, the more confidence you'll be, and the more automatic it becomes. It becomes a part of you, right? Let's say I wanted to master the piano, right? I would literally just spend as much hours like focusing on the piano as fast as I can, trying max out like the 10,000 hours it takes to master that thing. And by doing that, I'm literally 10,000 hours is like 8 years, by the way. Just letting you know. But I would literally become the piano. You become it because it's a part of your nervous system, right? The more you do something, the more like you're basically building it into yourself, right? So how are you gonna go put action into something if you don't trust yourself, right? You don't know the direction you're going. So there's two versions of myself, right? Let's go back to code approaching and stuff like that. So the first version of myself is staying back, insecure, really in my head, overthinking about every little thing, right? I would be like, oh, what should I say? Should I say this? Should I ask for an Instagram? Does she have a boyfriend? Or like, should I ask for her age? Or like, should I ask like what grader she was in? Because like I used to be like in high school. This was like back like during my junior year when I used to code approach girls and stuff like that. Like I wasn't as experienced with it, right? Like you literally have to go do the hard thing so you can get the experience, so you can actually overcome obstacles and build confidence. That's literally how confidence is built, is doing the hard thing and getting over it. And by overdoing, like, you're gonna fail, right? It's okay to fail, but the more you do it, the more you're gonna trust yourself, and the more you're gonna learn, and the faster progress you're gonna make, right? So a lot of the times, like I would hold back and not actually go talk to the girl. Like I would literally miss up on the opportunities because I didn't trust myself. Like I would literally hold myself back and sit there and overthink and have all these little insecurities, like, oh, what if she rejects me? What if all these people laugh at me? What if these people see me and like I just get rejected and they're like, oh, the whole school's laughing at me? That's probably not gonna happen. That's just an extreme example, because I know like a lot of these people out here are like very anxious. I used to be very anxious myself. That's what I'm talking about, right? But by trusting yourself, you're going to be less anxious because you're going to be certain of who you are and where you're going, right? I am very certain of who I am and where I'm going. I'm certain that I'm going to build success and build the business that is going to help millions of guys, and I will not die until I succeed in my I'm a freaking die trying, if it takes that much. But it takes a lot of certainty to say that, right? It takes a lot of balls and a lot of confidence, and to say what I say, right? A lot of people hold themselves back because society tells us we can't do this, we can't do that. At a very young age, we are very impressionable, right? We are very like we're minds are developing, and like anything we are taught or like told, we just accept it because that's we're learning and we don't know any better, right? But through experience, we start to gain and like form our own opinions, and through development, you actually figure out who you are. But basically, what I'm getting at is like everybody's just living of like fear and like anxiety, because like we are told not to do this or not to do that, or like be careful of this and be careful of that. And like it's because of other people's projecting their insecurities onto us. Like it's crazy, but it's literally true. If anybody's trying to judge you or any of the sorts like that, it's because they don't believe, like if they don't believe in you, they don't believe in themselves. It's crazy. Like our mind is that powerful, right? Our reality is basically whatever we have up here. Okay, and if we do not trust ourselves, we are not going to trust whatever our mind puts us. We're not going to trust the impulses or like the inclination, right? We're not going to go out to go talk to that girl because like we don't trust of like what we're finna say, right? I used to overthink about what I'm finna ask this girl, or like what should I ask for a name? Should I do this? Should I do that? But in reality, like now, it's like very simple when it comes to talking to girls. If I want a code approach, I literally just walk up to them and I just give them a compliment. Like, oh, I'm like, oh, I like your shirt, and then like give them a smile, right? Just like wave at them. I'm like, oh, I like your shirt or something, like like literally like just wave and like give them a compliment. And by giving them a compliment, their guard's gonna low down. They're gonna be more acceptable. They're gonna be more open to your influence. But the version of you who is literally sitting there thinking about trying to be productive of like whatever, like what are the highest chances of me getting this girl's number, and there's this guy over here literally just walking up to her and just talking to her, like he's not overthinking about it, right? Because he trusts is himself. And by trusting yourself, you're going to put more action. You're not going to hesitate. You're going to build up. You're going to take action on the opportunities that when other people are contracting, and you're going to expand. You're going to expand, 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 and then keep on learning. And when you keep on learning, you're going to have so much value. The more value you can provide to people, the more money you're going to make, the more happy you're going to be, because you're going to have more. You're going to have more abundance. You know more, so you can give more information out. So by trusting yourself and like putting action into it over and over again, you will build the successful and fulfilling life that you want. And another thing is like do what you want. Don't live for other people. Stop living for other people's expectations, okay? I remember I used to like stop myself from breathing. I used to hold my breath in because I had the limiting belief that like people don't want to hear me breathe, right? And what it did, it literally caused me to be tight for like many years. Like recently I was only able to relax my body. I was only able to like, you know, relax my legs. Like recently I was able to open up my legs and I'm more like, up front. Like it's crazy how much tightness we hold in our hips, in our back, and our chest, everywhere in our body, and we're just walking around. We are numb, and like we are so numb, and like we are so oblivious of what's going on, and we just think this is what life is. We think our life is shitty. We think we are the victim and stuff like that, and it's crazy on how much um I don't know, like how much in our heads we are because of it. Like we don't feel good, and we expect to, um, you know, like, like we literally expect to like be our best versions of ourselves. Yet we like, it's hard for us to do it because we are tight. We are in fight or flight 24/7. How are we going to be more rational, make the best possible decisions if we're in fight or flight? Years worth of trauma stored up in us, and if you're someone who meditates and like knows how to relax, you understand what I'm talking about. Like literally the mental clarity and all that stuff just from trusting yourself is 20 times better than overthinking about every little thing, man. You think you're being productive. Like we are smarter than we actually, like we are too smart for our own good. Like we get in our own ways because we are trying to be effective, right? It does make sense, right? You're trying to you know think of the right thing to say to this girl when it comes to code approaching. Like, oh, what should I ask her? Should I ask her for this or that or that? Or like, should I do this or that? But what it does is just causes so much anxiety, right? But now the second version of you who trusts himself and just walks up, not overthinking, he's not in his head, he's not manifesting all these negative, dark emotions like anxiety and like all this stuff, like stuff like that. Loki, if you are doing that and like you are struggling with girls like that, the best way to trust yourself is literally by proving your limiting beliefs wrong, which I will go into detail about it later. But basically, the version of you who is not overthinking and like manifesting all these negative emotions like this anxiety, you can still do it anxious, right? I did it anxious, like I did it scared. I can do it sad, I can do it angry, I can do it anything. Like I tell myself that and I genuinely believe it because I know I can do it. Like I did it so many times before. Like it's just second nature now, right? So you just got to keep on putting yourself in those uncomfortable situations, and by doing so, you're gonna build some trust. You're gonna start trusting yourself, right? And after you start trusting yourself, you're going to start making better decisions, and you're going to be more happy, you're going to be more aligned, and you're going to follow your purpose. And when you follow your purpose, no one can tell you. You're not living for anyone else, you're living for yourself. And that is so very important. Okay, you do not want to self-sacrifice, right? Yeah, like if it comes to like your family and like you have to go to war or something like that, yeah, that's probably beneficial. But don't self-sacrifice yourself by living for other people. Don't stop yourself from living your purpose, because like everybody in this world needs to live to their purpose. Well, not everybody, but like, you don't want to like spend your entire life knowing that you could have done something but you didn't because you were too scared, and like you were living for someone else. You were doing, let's say like you're about to go to college and you don't even want to go to college, you want to start a business, like kind of like what I'm doing. Like I didn't want to go to college. I told my parents like, yeah, I'm for sure not going to college, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, I'm not even going for a trade school. Like my mom said, like be safe and get a trade school. No, I trust myself so much that I'm not doing that, right? I literally just work at my job right now, but this is actually my work, right? This is what's gonna make me the most money in the future. But I literally just have this job so I can provide and invest it in myself so I can make these YouTube videos for y'all. But it's because I trust myself so much. I trust myself in this business. I trust in my creativity. I trust in my voice. I trust in everything. I just trust myself so much, and I know I'm gonna have it. And it's just I'm just waiting for it, right? Just give it time and it will happen, okay? You just gotta trust yourself, and by doing so, your life will 10x. Anything you like thought you couldn't do, you can, and you prove yourself over and over again, right? If you struggle with trusting yourself, literally go out of your way. Anytime you tell yourself, I can't do something, do the opposite. Chase your fears. Do that scary thing, right? If you say, I can't go talk to girls, literally just force your legs to go walk up to that girl. Don't think of anything and literally just say hi. What's your name? It's that simple. We put too much thinking into it, and at the end of the day, we're all insecure. Everyone's insecure, even if they look the most confident, right? Everybody has some form of lack in their lives. That's why we are very impressionable when it comes to people's influence, especially if they're negative or like happy, right? We want to we want other people to give us stuff, and like I don't know how to describe it, but like like everybody has a life. You might as well give them the solution to their problems, and by doing so, you're gonna be more charismatic and stuff like that. But you're not gonna be able to do it if you don't trust yourself. You're not gonna physically put the actions into you, like putting the progress in, right? That's why it's very important to trust yourself. The fastest way I was able to trust myself was literally putting myself in situations that I felt so uncomfortable, right? I was so scared to do it. Like I was so scared. I told myself I couldn't go talk to this girl. I went up anyways, and I went to go talk to her. I got rejected. That's okay. Okay, like after like the fifth or sixth rejection, it's like okay, it's okay. At the end of the day, it's their loss because you know who you are, you know your worth, and you know where you're going in this life. I know I'm gonna be a millionaire. I know I'm gonna make it big. I tell everybody. A lot of people probably think like I'm egotistic or like arrogant or whatever, but like I'm so like I trust myself so much, and I believe myself in myself so much. And you kind of got to be a little delusional about it too. You got to trust yourself so much that like people think you're crazy. Okay, you got to trust yourself more, like your opinion more, especially if it comes to girls, right? If your woman is a good girl and like she's gonna test you, and like a good girl like woman should, because think about it, back then, like if they are gonna what's it called, back then they had to, it's survival, right? They had to test the men to see if they would be if they're gonna protect them or not, or like provide, right? So by thinking, basically, oh my gosh, imagine this, okay? With the feminine is the ocean. It's like chaotic, right? It can be soothing 1 second and then very chaotic the second. Your job as a masculine, the thinker, right? You're gonna be guiding her, right? You have to make the best decisions even at the worst times. You got to be rational even at the worst situations to make the best decisions, right? How are you gonna do that if you keep on failing the test of your woman? Your woman's gonna test you. She knows all your insecurities, and after she's gonna test you on them. And when she tests you and you fail them over and over again, she's just gonna keep on doing it, keep on doing it. Maybe sometimes she's gonna leave you because, like, you don't you're not living at your edge. You're probably being lazy or anything like that because you don't trust yourself. You need to trust your intuition better than anyone else's, right? You can't, well, probably don't trust it if you're like emotional, right? That's just stupid right there, because our emotions are like filters, and like the next time you get angry and stuff like that, you're gonna notice a lot more stuff that's gonna make you angry. It's basically a filter on our minds. It lowers our vibration. I can go way into deeper on a different video, but basically, literally just trust yourself as much as possible, and you will put more action into it. You won't be overthinking about every little thing. And when you're not overthinking about every little thing, you first of all relax more. You're out of your head. You can be present, you can be more rational, and you just take action. It's okay to go the wrong direction. Okay, you can always just make a U-turn if you don't know where you want to go in life. Like, just literally just go out and experience life, and go try out the thing that you've been scared to try to do. Literally chase your fears. Okay, it's that simple. You're gonna trust yourself more. You're gonna overcome so many obstacles, and by doing so, you're gonna live at your edge. Your woman's gonna love you more, and you're gonna make 20 times more progress than somebody who's just sitting down thinking and think they're being productive. Okay, literally dumb it down a bit and you will make progress. You got to put way more action into it than thinking sometimes. Okay, like literally for me, I free flow these videos. Like I just go off of whatever pops into my mind. Sometimes I just hit flow state, and like I'm in the present moment, and I'm not even thinking of anything right now. I'm just saying whatever comes to mind. You got to trust yourself that much, and by doing so you can actually be confident. You're gonna radiate confidence because you're not in your head thinking about every little thing. Or like, should I say this? Should I do this? Should I like stretch, or should I relax my body? No, just do what you need to do. Don't overthink everything. Okay, relax, trust yourself, and you will make a crap ton of progress. And you will eventually align with your mind and heart, right? You're gonna align those two, and then put action into it. You're gonna live the most fulfilling life ever because you're doing what you want, right? It's making you happy, it's making you charismatic. Don't feel bad about anything. Or okay, probably feel bad about something. Like it's okay to feel guilty, like stuff like that, but like, you know what I mean? Like, be a little selfish about it, but also, be giving at the same time, right? You kind of have to have both. You have to have the good and bad. You have the good side, and then you got your dark side. It's very beneficial to have both. Okay, that's basically the end of the video. It's like, just trust yourself. You're gonna make a shit ton of progress. You make a shit ton of progress. Come back, like the video, do whatever you want. Okay. Anyways, um, yeah, that's about it. I ain't got nothing else to say. Y'all guys have a great day. Y'all guys be safe. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video. I don't know what I'm gonna make it yet, but I will make it. Okay. I love y'all. You have a great night. Bye.